Welcome everybody out to our essential oil wellness topic online class tonight. We are going to talk about pregnancy, birth, and babies, essential oils, natural solutions. And here's your host, Jade Baldwin.
Thank you. I'm glad that Ben's here to help me with all the techie stuff. Couldn't do it without him. Welcome everyone. So we have a few people here and we have people listening to our podcast too. So welcome to you all. So first of all, any questions or concerns that you just want to ask about pregnancy, birth, and babies? So I get a lot of people asking, hey, is it safe? Is it safe for pregnancy?
I think that's probably the question we hear the most is, can we use the oils on babies?
I can't use any supplements. I can't use anything. Yeah. You know, it's not safe. I heard that it's not safe, or I read that it's not safe. I'm scared. Yep. And they have a good reason to be worried when we're talking about the synthetic essential oils and things. You know, it's best not to touch those chemicals, but when we're talking about the doTERRA CPTG oils, it's a completely different ballgame. Okay, so let's get going. On my website here, jadebaldwin.com/pregnancy, you can download the free pregnancy ebook. It's just a simplified version of the things that I talk about, and hopefully it's easy enough. Welcome, Debbie. Alrighty, so we'll go through this a little bit at a time, but I just want people to learn about how to use essential oils during pregnancy and birth, and then after birth, because this is such an important, I think, event in your life, and you want to do it right. You want to have the most spiritual experience and growth that you can. And we want to avoid all that trauma and the drama that sometimes accompanies birthing, and it's really unnecessary. So recently I just was honoured to participate and help out with another birth with a friend, and we did the oils all naturally, and we kind of worked around the system, the hospital system, and successfully birthed a baby, and she and her husband had a wonderful time, very spiritual memory, and I know that they're going to be talking about it all their lives. So.
And we're honored to have Debbie Gordon on the call. She's also works specifically in this area and has a lot of experience.
You know, and to be honest, this is who got me into all this, not just the essential oils, but into all natural birthing. So, you know, if you have an opportunity to talk to Debbie Gordon, she's got a lot of passion for birthing and pregnancy, and, you know, she feels very, I think, like it's a calling for her.
I think actually Debbie has some online classes this week and next week with
doTERRA
subjects.
Yep. Yay. There she is. She's waiting. Yeah. So fantastic. And Debbie, just jump in anytime. Please just add to what we have here. So that'll be great. Okay. In this call, we're going to talk about preparing your body, supporting your body during pregnancy. We'll cover just the basics, the most important things that most people go through. And, you know, there's minor little details, you can take care of that. There's lots of books and things that you can read. And if you are an essential oil user already, I mean, it applies to you whether you're pregnant or not. So that's easy enough. And of course, we want to help during the birth, what oils to use during the birth, and then what we're going to do after for the baby. So if you are pregnant, or you have friends that are pregnant, or if you're planning to you know, be pregnant, this is a good class for you. Okay. So now we hope everyone on this call are familiar with essential oils. If you're not, just remember, we are referring to the doTERRA Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Essential Oils. So these oils are very pure and they're very potent. So that means that a little bit goes a long way, and it's pure, and that means it's safe for you. Okay, so if you don't have a doTERRA membership, contact a friend that has introduced the oils to you, and then ask them to help you set up an account. We use the oils aromatically, so you smell it, you rub it on, and you ingest it. Sorry, I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. Okay. So, any questions so far? All good? Okay. So when we start out, we want to, before we buy that perfect outfit for the baby and, do the nursery up, before all of that, you need to spend a lot of time preparing your body. Okay, we want to have healthy cells, which will make healthy tissues, and these healthy tissues make healthy organs. And if you have healthy organs inside of you, you're going to have a healthy body, which will help make a healthy baby. So we have a lot of health problems that are due to nutritional deficiency. Okay, so the nutritional deficiency problems are like hormonal problems, sleep problems, skin problems, hair, nails, all sorts of problems that are nutritional deficiency problem. So if you're not taking supplements, more than likely you are probably suffering from a lot of nutritional deficiency problems. And as soon as you take supplements, you'll find that a lot of that health problem goes away. Because your body has proper building blocks and all your vitamins and minerals to function optimally. Okay, and the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality supplements is by far the best supplements I've ever encountered. Some of the supplements out there, even the prenatals, some of them are very synthetic and they can cause a lot of problems. And there's lots of studies out there. You can go and just do your own research, but that's what I've discovered. Okay, so start there. Give yourself a lot of nutrition. Okay, because once you are pregnant, your baby will take the nutrition first and you'll take what's left over. Okay, so lots of mums find that they start, having problems like bleeding gums or, other issues. So you want to have enough nutrients for you and baby as well. Sometimes, your body won't have the regular periods and stuff because your body has a lot of toxins. So you want to detox. So we have the detoxification blend and we call it Zendocrine. So Zendocrine is a great oil that you can take all the time anyways. If you don't have clear skin, I had years and years of acne and stuff, so I like to take it often. And I have family history of kidney and liver stuff, so I like to take Zendocrine all the time. It just keeps everything nice and clean and clear. My eyes and the whites of my eyes are whiter, and it just helps everything go smoothly. So it's a blend of rosemary, cilantro, tangerine, juniper berry, and geranium. So if you are not pregnant yet, you should just start to detox your body. Sometimes of the toxins are caused by, the medications and other things that we eat. And sometimes it's due to candida fungus. It's built up and it's rotting and festering in there. If you got a lot of candida inside of you, your body may not be able to fall pregnant. You might have irregular periods, and your body might not be able to hold on to a baby. So a very good idea to just detox you and your husband, okay? So both of you are super clean and super healthy before you get started there. And that's a wonderful way to get going. Sometimes people who think that they're healthy, they give birth to babies that have like toxins in their umbilical cord. So there's up to like 300 toxins that are found in umbilical cord blood. So even if, you feel like you're healthy, it can't hurt to give it a cleanse. Yeah? All right. So do at least 2 or 3 cleanses and give yourself that good start. Okay, so we have probiotics in our cleanse. So with the doTERRA 30-day cleanse, you can learn about it on my website there, jadebolden.com/cleanse. But, once you do the cleanse, you're using the probiotics and you're using the enzymes to help soften the bowel movements and help build and repair tissues inside. All right. I had a girlfriend, she had one son, and then it was years, and she couldn't fall pregnant, so she decided to do IVF. So she did 4 rounds of IVF, and she spent all her money. When we first met, she said, "Oh, I'm so broke, Jade," and because she did all this, and it was all unsuccessful. And I looked at her, and I could see that she wasn't well. And I said, "Look, maybe you should just do a bit of a cleanse, and let's help your hormones balance up." And she didn't have a lot of money for a lot of oils, so I just started her on just some bare minimum, bare basics, citrus oils, and then some clary sage, because she had clary calm, actually. She had very bad endometriosis, and she had a lot of pains for 2 weeks of every month, and before her periods and after her periods. So she was miserable, and I said, well, let's start here. And she started getting her periods regularly again, and it didn't hurt. And I thought, well, that's a good sign. And she kept on doing that, and she added to her collection of oils and started using more. And within about 4 or 5 months, I believe, she fell pregnant. And then we moved to America after that. And then last year she announced that she had a baby boy. So, I mean, that is just so awesome to see that, as your body cleans up, the cells starts communicating again, and things work as they should. Okay, so awesome, isn't it? And, if you have friends that are trying for years and years, and take one medication after the next, and one, IVF trial after the next, okay, maybe just give them a suggestion that they might want to just do a cleanse, and both husband and wife, okay, and then see how things go. More than likely, the body's going to start to, repair and function as it should. I got a girlfriend, she was in the same situation. She didn't do IVF because she couldn't afford it. But her son was turning 4 or 5 already, and she said, I haven't had a period for 3 years. I'm like, oh no, that's terrible. She's like, I know. So we just did the basics again, the cleanse and the oils, and she started getting her periods again, and she's like, oh, I can't believe it. This is amazing. And sometimes stress does it to you too. A friend, she's a nurse, and she, again, had 1 child, and it's just been 2 or 3 years, and she's still not pregnant with the next one. So she thought, maybe I should quit my job. And she did. And then I said, well, now that you've quit, you want to use all of these oils to relax and cleanse your body and help your body function properly again. And she did. And about 3 months later, she fell pregnant. She's like, your oils, And I'm like, no, it's God's oil. It's the way your body works. It works. Your body is smart. It knows what it's doing. So you're not broken. So that's pretty awesome. Anybody else have any stories or experiences with cleansing and infertility?
I do.
Hey, Debbie.
I just spoke with a gal on the phone this last week. Actually, today's Tuesday. It was probably Thursday or Friday last week. And sorry, I've been catching up. And she had been married for 4 years. She got started with doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack about a year ago. And she's been doing the cleanse month after month after month, 4 months in a row now. And she said she's never felt better. She's never had regular cycles until she did this cleanse. And now her cycles are every 28 days. And so she's just had some remarkable experiences. Her question to me was the question of, do I keep doing the cleanse? She just wanted reassurance that she was doing the right thing. And my answer was yes. Mm-hmm. Keep doing the cleanse until you are able to conceive.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep, that's great. Totally, that's been my experience too, and I just keep sharing with people. Just keep going. And when you've cleansed enough, when you wake up and your morning breath smells good, and your brain, it thinks clearly, and you read stuff and you remember what you read. You remember your kids' names if you have kids, and it's just little things like that. And you've got energy, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you can still go. Okay, those are good signs that you're cleansing and it's doing something really good for you. But if you're still tired, you've got more energy than you did before, but you're still tired, you still got stuff to do. You've still got things to cleanse out. Okay, so just keep going. If I'd say give yourself 2 months for every year that you feel like you've had candida or that you've been sick. Okay, 2 months. So it takes time, but it's much faster to heal than anything else that you can do. All right, so be sensible about that. Okay, so let's move on to step 2, staying healthy. Yes, question.
I think
Yep.
Stacy, you were muted.
Okay.
Go ahead. I can hear
It's
you.
okay. It wasn't a question. I was just wondering. It's okay.
Okay, awesome. So now that, pretend that you're pregnant now. So step 2 is staying healthy during pregnancy. So one of the first things that people worry about is the morning sickness, right?
Mariano posted a post.
Okay, so morning sickness, a few oils can do the job for you. Peppermint, ginger, or Digestin. You can do one or the other, or all of them if you want to. It's just up to you. Your body will know, your nose will know. That's what I learned from Debbie Gordon. Just smell it and your body just will know through that smell. And the other thing she suggests is just intake of proteins, so more proteins, not carbohydrates, but proteins, and that should help reduce that morning sickness. And it's my understanding that sometimes if you are nutritionally deficient, your body has more morning sickness. So if you feed yourself well and if you've got enough nutrients, it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so that's that. Anyone want to say anything or add to this?
Let me just add, if they haven't watched the Empowered Life series that I did recently, go back and watch that, because I talk about that very thing, why the need for protein, and the fact that your insulin, my brain just went fried. Your insulin production increases by about 60% in that first trimester. So if you are not eating protein, it's just going to suck up those carbohydrates immediately, and you're going to be left with nothing, and you just feel like you're low blood sugar all the time.
That's great. It's good to know. So that's the reason behind why you take more proteins. And we'll pull up the Empowered Life series for you so you can have a look and see what Debbie is talking about here. So let's paste that there. People that are listening, it's just doTERRA.com, and then go to advocates. And under advocates, it's education, and then you look for the Empowered Life. Okay, and so in June 2018, there you can see those videos. Okay, there you go. There's your Debbie. Alrighty, guys. So if you are at this stage, it's good to get as much education as you can and just learn lots and lots. Right, so during this time, even though it doesn't seem like you're doing much, you're doing a lot inside because you're building tissues and a whole new life inside of you. So you want to relax and rest a lot if you can. All right, do your very best to clean out, your schedule as much as you can, and do just the bare minimum so that you can rest and be happy. So in my Vietnamese culture, well, I didn't realize this until I got pregnant, and I'm the oldest kid of the oldest son, so not a lot of family have had babies before me, so I just didn't see this. But when we got pregnant, everyone was very concerned about being positive and happy around me, not letting me, pregnant women are not supposed to go to funerals or, hear about bad things. And I thought, it makes sense to me. At first I'm like, you guys are funny, haha. But then now that I understand energy, I'm like, that makes sense, because then the mom is happy and then the baby's growing really well, with no stress. So use Serenity oil if you can often to rest and relax and sleep. Balance oil, especially for moms, we can, let our minds go crazy and think of all the scenarios, the things that could happen, and we start worrying. So balance is a great oil to just be present and just take it easy. Other oils that are wonderful for at this stage is geranium, lavender, sandalwood, ylang ylang, bergamot, Roman chamomile, frankincense, elevation, citrus bliss, wild orange. And of course, if you've been using oils for a while, you just pick some of your favorites And again, your nose will tell you what you need. Alrighty. You know, I mentioned this. This is funny. I'm laughing because what came to mind was when I was pregnant with the twins, the first couple of children. You know, I still was trying to do stuff, but with the twins, I've got double the work inside. And then I'm always sick and nauseous, and I'm lying there being upset with myself for not doing more. And my husband said to me one time, and I was just quoting from Pride and Prejudice, and he says, "If I were pregnant, I would be a true proficient." I don't know if you remember that quote, Lady Catherine de Bourgh. She is not a pianist, but she says if she was a pianist, she'll be a true proficient. So he was just teasing me, but you know, I was doing a lot inside, you know, making lots of 2 babies. So yeah. Alrighty. Let's continue this. So stretch marks. So some of us are very concerned about that. So you can use the oil Immortelle, just dilute it a lot, and then just rub it on your tummy. And then remember your breasts and your bottom. Okay, that's my sister was so funny because that's what we thought. We thought, okay, rub it on your tummies, you don't have the yucky stretch marks. And then we were so busy doing that, and we didn't realize that after the birth, there were stretch marks on the breast and on the bottom, and we didn't realize that it could happen down there too, in those other areas. But we just wanted this sexy tummy back again. And it really works, guys. It really works. You can use even the hydrating cream, the doTERRA hydrating cream with its amazing matrix scientific, cream. It does the job really well. So just keep using it. I had a lady say, "Hey, I read that coconut oil does the job." And I said, "Yeah, it does. It's great. But, you know, imagine if you added Immortelle and, you know, frankincense or sandalwood and lavender and other oils in there. It's just going to make it wow." All right. So anyone want to say anything about that?
So what I did was I
didn't know you were here. I was talking about you.
Sorry. Yeah, I mixed. So I actually got 2 roller bottles, and then I poured maybe like 1/3 of Immortelle, and then I put the rest coconut oil, and then I would roll it on like first thing in the morning, like, you know, when you're putting moisturizer on your face, you just roll it on your tummy as well, but do it before it starts to get itchy and get stuff, because then it'll be too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's put it on in the morning, and then at night, like before you go to bed as well.
Yeah.
And then just rub it in.
Like that. Circles.
Yeah, and it really, really did the trick, because, you know, I had stretch marks from growing and stuff, so genetically I do get stretch marks, you know, but I had 2 pregnancies and I don't have any on my tummy at all.
Yep. So that's awesome. And I love how Jamie does everything in a routine. If she wants to adopt something new, she does it. She puts it in a routine, and she gets the whole family involved. So, you know, put that basket right next to your whatever makeup or whatever that you're doing. So, you know, as soon as you do the makeup, you're going to do this as well. So whatever works for you, put it in a routine so that you remember. And it's just one more thing to check off if you're, you know, pregnant and you have to kind of remember another thing. So make it really easy for you to remember, okay? So that's really good. Pardon me?
On the sink next to the tap, that's where
Yeah, on the sink right next to that, so you don't miss it at all. Awesome. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so aches and sores and cramps. So sometimes you will experience this and that, hip pains, shoulder pains, back pains. You know, your typical Deep Blue, AromaTouch, Past Tense, all of those oils are great during this time. So don't be afraid to use it, guys. Again, smell it, make sure you're okay with the smell, and then dilute it and rub it on. okay, and do it as often as you need to. These oils are natural and safe for you. Okay, I had a lady recently come to one of my classes, and you know, she didn't know, and I thought, oh, she missed out all that suffering, you know, when she could have had relief right away from this. So anyways, so now you guys know, pass it on to your friends. Alrighty, so during this time, you do not want to get sick, so keep that immunity up. On guard, breathe, lavender, eucalyptus, diffuse, rub it on your feet daily. Just keep that body clean. I had a girlfriend and she was really good at this. She wanted to make sure, because you know, she's had 3 pregnancies and 3 births, it was great, and then for the 4th she has doTERRA and she wants to do everything all natural. And this time, so she did this so well that when she went into the hospital, they did a swab for strep and strep B, and you know, the first 3 pregnancies she tested positive, so she had to have antibiotics. But then the 4th pregnancy, because she was taking care of her immunity so well, you know, she tested negative. And so she was like, oh, I didn't need any antibiotics and stuff, and I'm like, good job, you did it. So it really worked. So keep yourself healthy during this time, and you know, just avoid being miserable and sick. Okay, so I think part of your immunity is just, you know, stressing less if you can help it, right? Okay, how about head tension, headaches? It's quite easy. You use peppermint, frankincense. You can try wintergreen, lavender, past tense, and you can dilute it, rub it on your temples. Your temple is just above your ears, not next to your eyes. Okay, it's above your ears over here. Drink lots of water. You know, watch what you're eating. Okay, so if you're eating a lot of sugary foods, of course, you might have just like a sugar headache. And then just breathing. Sometimes we forget to breathe, and we can end up with a headache too. You can rub it on your neck and your back, at the back of your neck too, okay? So that's easy enough. We don't need our Tylenol or in Australia, the Panadol. So that's an easy way to help ourselves feel better.
One comment, Jade,
Yep.
on the headaches. It's not uncommon that they have headaches related to the hormonal changes in pregnancy, and the Clary Calm is perfectly safe for that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, by the same places, the very same places, base of your neck.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a really good point, Debbie. You know, I did a bioscan on the lady that was giving birth last week, and Clary Calm came up, you know, and twice, at the beginning and towards the end of the birthing experience. Guys, it has the geranium, it has the clary sage, but it's safe. If your body's not ready for birth, it's not going to put your body into labor. So you can go ahead and use that. Some people are worried. It's not going to do it. Your body will know when to go into labor, when it's ready. Okay, so very good. Yeah, lots of hormonal changes. That makes so much sense.
You can also ask your husband to massage your neck.
Yes, because you're doing a lot of work right now. Excellent. Okay, so water retention. The lemon, grapefruit, and cypress. You can do either or all of them. Massage on your legs, and then elevate your legs. It shouldn't be very long before you feel that relief. Okay, you can actually drink the citrus oils, the grapefruit and lemon, in water. You think that, oh, water retention, I'm drinking more water. It actually really helps. Okay. All right. Anyone want to say anything? Add to this?
Me again.
Uh-huh.
So I had swelling in the legs with my first one. So I asked my husband, Stephen, to massage lemon and also aroma touch on my legs, because I got those really crazy cramps that last for 2 days.
Like the leg cramps?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like normal cramps, it's like pregnancy cramps when it's
Yeah.
you can't walk for 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but lemon was really good, because when I wake up in the morning, my ankles would be the normal size
Yep.
again.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Yeah. All right. Such a simple solution, guys, and you don't have to be suffering. Yeah. And it was awesome because with Jamie, she did the detox and cleanse, and she was so super healthy throughout and had very few issues at all, if any, right? And only towards the end when she got much bigger, she got some water retention, and that's pretty much it. So we did great there. It was fantastic. Okay, all right, so let's move on to birth and labor. There's other little issues here and there in between, but I'm just helping you with the general to use oils. So you do have books that you can purchase and read up on that. But if you're practicing how to use essential oils right now, you should be able to take care of most of the other problems quite easily. All right, so let's talk about birth and labor. All right. So, you know, to give yourself confidence, wild orange and balance. So I did this yesterday at our class, wild orange and balance, and it's just an amazing combination. It calms you down and just helps give you a bit of confidence for what you're about to do. You know, the most important thing, and I learned this from Debbie Gordon, is, you know, the mum has to feel safe, and she needs to be able to focus. And if you're there to support her, you want to help her remember that every pain has a purpose. And the friend that I helped, it was so nice to be able to support her. And when she had a contraction, she said to me, "It hurts, but it feels good at the same time. Does that make sense?" And I'm like, yeah. Because she's like, "I know why it's hurting." And I said, yeah, because every time it's hurting, it's pulling apart, it's opening up, it's, you know, thinning out. So, you know, there's a reason why you have that sensation. So I was really proud of her. And we did a lot of wild orange and balance in the diffuser. So all of us are happy during that time and confident. And the balance helps with the focus, being grounded, being present. Okay.
I think you used that for me around the 10-hour mark when I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's right. You know, when you feel like you're gonna give up now, no more. You're at the end. Yeah. So
when you got 4 more hours and you're not dilated, that's when you were like,
yeah. So with my friend, she had the same issue as you, Jamie, and I had a little bit more experience this time too. But the doctor kept wanting to strap her down and monitor the baby. And every time we get strapped down, everything slows down. So she was up and she was rocking and things were happening. We're timing. We're like, whoa, 2 minutes apart. We're doing great. Keep going. And it's all regular and everything. And then the doctor says, oh, you haven't laid down, and you know, lie down and do this and that. And then she laid there and she was like, I'm so uncomfortable. And everything slowed down. So we did that all night long, on and off, on and off. So, you know, as soon as we could, we're like, can we get up and can we go to the toilet? Can we start rocking and walking again? And then when she did that, we, you know, that the oils, I rubbed it on her some more, and she was like, okay, I'm good, I'm happy. And she's, you know, getting there. And I felt like, every time we did that, we were so far ahead. And about 6 or 7 hours into it, I'm like, you know what? I think they can check you. You know, the contractions are pretty close. And they checked her and they were shocked. I think they were a little bit like, oh, you know, you're doing this natural without Pitocin. We'll see you the next day. And it was like, nope. And they were shocked that she went from 0 to 7. So we're really proud of our progress, but we still had to kind of dance with the medical professionals there. Alrighty, so if you have experienced some back pains, there are a few things you can do. This is not the only thing you can do. There's others, but I don't want to overwhelm people. So just, you know, try the Deep Blue and the Aroma Touch. And like I said, there's other things that you can do. Wet compress. What we did with Jamie, we jumped in the shower. Okay, so that the cold, the water drove the oils in more, and it's just that nice sensation. And so that really helped. Okay, so I'm just going to skip down here and I'll go back up. So Labor Assist, we used geranium and clary sage. And this time, I just the first time I used geranium and clary sage with Jamie, right? It was 3 hours later. You were 3.5 minutes apart from 0 to onset of labor. So we did that really naturally, and it was so effective. The doctor told Jamie, her husband, and me to go home because it's going to take a long time. And 3 hours later, she's like texting us, "Come back, you guys!" And we're like, "Yay! See?"
The nurse was like, "Why are you calling your relatives? Don't call them. You're not in labor." And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm in pain every 3 minutes. Is this normal?" Oh, okay. Let me check.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Same with my friend, water broke, and they're like, "Okay, Pitocin time." And she's like, "No." We did the geranium and clary sage on the tummy, on the ankles, where the uterus reflex points are, and within a few hours we were going, and that was awesome. And then I switched to just the Clary Calm. It's in a roller bottle, and we just kept doing that every 2 or 3 hours, and that really helped. So it just helps, especially when she was lying down, strapped to the monitor, and then, things were slowing down. As soon as she got up, I'm like, "Okay, let's oil up again." And it really helped. Okay. So there's the Peri spray. You can buy this nozzle, the plastic nozzle for the 15 ml bottles. You can get bigger bottles too if you want to, but you've got plenty of these 15 mls lying around, because if you're using oils, you're going to have a ton of these. So just buy these nozzles. They're like 50 cents a piece, and then fill it up with your Immortelle or Celubel for the Aussies. Do maybe a quarter, and then fill it up with 3/4 of fractionated coconut oil, and then you can use it before the birth, just to keep that area clean, and then help it so that it doesn't tear as easily, and then you can use it for recovery afterwards too. And I know if you have awesome doulas and midwives that can help you, they can do sort of a massage too, and with this blend, right, Debbie? Yep. So this is a really cool blend to use, Immortelle, and that's great for birth. So what was that?
Lifesaver.
Yeah, lifesaver. Yep. Thank you.
Every time you go to the toilet after birth, spray.
Yep, that's right.
And it's
You're like, "Oh, I'm scared." No.
Yeah, I guess scaring me a bit because I haven't had kids. So I'm going,
it recovers beautifully. So don't worry. Okay, so what's this question here?
So Cindy had a question. Cindy, do you want to ask her? I can read it for you. So in the start, before you ready to conceive, would you suggest, she's got a few people.
Polycystic, yep.
Yep.
And
would you suggest a cleanse and the
yes.
lifelong vitality?
Yes, absolutely. The cleanse, LLV, Claricalm, and even do the phytoestrogen.
Polycystic ovarian syndrome. So I think the main idea here is just get as healthy as you can.
Yes. So people, we've got lots of names for, just cells not functioning properly down there. Okay, we have the polycystic ovarian syndromes, yes. We have people with endometriosis, and there's just a few others as well. And I feel like, we've done the same things for all of them. We just did the cleanse, and we did oils that help balance hormones, and when it all kind of comes together, because your body sort of knows what it's doing. So if you have the general idea that to cleanse your body, then you should be on the right track.
I saw Debbie posted earlier. She's got 2 classes, one this week and one next week. The class this week is on preconception and fertility. That's tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And then next week as well, don't you? You have another one next week, don't you, Debbie?
That's 2 sessions.
Yeah, I've got it. For the whole month of June. So next week we did a switch because Marie's going to help me with the class on the last Wednesday.
Okay.
Next week we're going to be talking about essential oils with the newborn and infant.
Yep.
And last week in June we're going to be talking about common, how to ease common complaints of pregnancy, and oils in labor and delivery.
Awesome. So if you have friends that are in this stage, invite them to come.
Yep, you can hook up with
Yep.
Debbie Gordon online.
That's excellent. Oh, how cool is that?
Great timing.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, so
Can I just answer Stacey's question?
yeah.
Stacey was asking, she's assuming that the peri spray doesn't burn. Actually, when you, just to be a little bit graphic, actually when you do pee and stuff, after you give birth, it stings, but when you have the peri spray, it makes it feel a lot better.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You're also diluting it quite a bit with
Yeah.
the pressure. It's not going to burn at all.
Yeah.
I've had tears of my first son because he was so big. And the next time they just wanted to cut me to prevent it. And I was like, we don't even know if this baby's big. Like, we were just not. But then I was talking about that with somebody else that's gonna have a baby. And I said, I know that there's a spray thing. And then she said, Immortelle, I got that in my eye and it burned like heck. Is it gonna burn down there? And I said, well, I don't think so, or else I don't think they would use it. And I said, it's diluted, so I'm thinking that it's enough. And she said, well, what about after when you're healing and all? And I said, well, I'm assuming not, but I will ask next time I see someone just to confirm that it's not.
You're somebody with experience, so no, the pee hurts more. So, yeah, fantastic. You're really excited, aren't you, Kelly? She's like,
Oh my God.
No, we had a girl in our class too a couple of weeks ago. She was like, oh, okay. Yes, you do.
I get scared over a paper cut. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Mel, I'm reaching through the computer and I'm just putting my hands on your shoulder so they're not.
Thank you.
That's what I did.
Hey, Mel, we're still alive.
We're
So-
still alive. We're still laughing.
And the very next day they want to do it again.
I bet.
My friend Carly, she's on my team now, and she knew about oils before, but her doula used all the doTERRA oils in her birth. And I didn't know, I knew her, but we didn't really know each other well then. And after I asked about sharing doTERRA with her, and she was like, I'm looking for someone because let me tell you, I had the best pregnancy delivery ever because of everything my doula taught me. So like just listening to her and her difference of like, how every step of the delivery, every process, it was like, she was like, it was so wonderful. She's like, that lady is like a miracle worker. She just did this and she slathered that. And then when the baby's born, she put this on that and that on it. And so like just seeing somebody be so happy after they had their early, she delivered at 30 weeks. And so she was scared, but she was like, it was still like such a great thing. And she said the oils protected her baby from getting things after delivery. And but she used, like, she went through the book after. I said, Jade has a book, like just download it. And then she got the Pregnancy Health and Birth and Babies, and she was like, I am using this stuff all the time. This has been great. And so like I have already had my kids before this. If I have any after, that will be what I'll be doing, just because of all the great stories. Yeah, just because everybody that I hear and like baby stories, it's like, wow, that would be a whole different experience, but just to like calm your fears and like, everybody I've heard that has done this, and like we didn't know each other that well, and now she's like, this is the way to tell everybody to do it.
Oh yeah, Jamie was my do-over twice. That's great. I'm like, yay, over here, up there.
And now I have pregnant friends, and I'm like, Debbie's got this class, and Jade's got that class, and if not, I'll give you the link so you can listen to it, because I want all of them to be able to like hear this and be prepared, and share it. And if maybe I can do like Jade and just live through them and be like, yay, you did this,
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. So, like, I'm glad Debbie was trying to reach through the computer.
It worked.
Because I do that. You watch the mama and, if she looks stressed and tense, you rub oils on her neck and shoulders. I did this for this lady, and then she was breathing kind of funny, and then I put the Breathe oil blend in my hands, and I just, put put it in front of her face, and she kind of grabbed my hand, just inhaled her, my hand, and she's like, oh, that's good, and she's like, yum, because she needed that air and there's oxygen. There's too many people, too much is happening all around her. She's having a hard time breathing. So calm her however you can. These are some of the common oils that you can use. I mean, Roman chamomile, really big oil for calming. But again, if she likes it, frankincense, bergamot, peace, serenity, lavender, those are, maybe your first go-tos because they're the most common ones. But otherwise, whatever it is that you instinctively feel that she might need, you can go for that. But it's so important to help her feel relaxed and calm. And then, like Debbie says, safe. One thing I learned this time was to, tell her that other women have done this in the past, and call upon the powers of women of all ages to support her. It was a very spiritual experience, I feel, because it's trusting in God and the way your body functions. Your body just knows, and just trusting that the body is ready when it's ready. So when the mom is ready to bear down and push, the mom's right. So then the nurse kept walking out thinking, oh, it's going to take a long time. And then she was bearing down and she was pushing, and the nurse told her not to, but she was almost there anyway. And then I'm like, I can see the head. I'm going to press the button and bring them in. And they came in, they're like, woo! So everything was set up, and there's 5, 6 other people in there ready to go. But it was good because right before that, I did On Guard oil. Because when I felt like, it's time. She feels like she's ready, and she's asking to push, and she's asking to poop. When you feel that feeling, it's ready, it's there. So I changed the oil out, and I did the On Guard because I wanted this baby to be protected when all these people start coming in for this grand finale. And it was great. It was an amazing experience when the dad, this is another thing I learned recently, but we did that anyways with Jamie, the father receiving the baby. And, I said to the dad, I said, hey, Jake, it's time. Are you ready to receive your baby? And he just was like, whoa, okay. And then he got his scrubs on and his gloves on. And then he was shaking, and he was, tearing up, and just, here he comes, and I'm up here holding her hands, and I said, okay, I want you to give it all you've got, and so she did a nice big push, and, hold it, and here he is. He held on to his baby. You can see he's quivering and he's crying, and I'm like, I'm holding in tears as well. I'm like, you're doing so great. So anyways, that was such a good experience. But imagine if, the mom was sedated and all of these dramas and traumas. I'm like, no, you're not going to get that. But the father, what I learned from Debbie was that he has a sort of letdown, right? He kind of changed physiologically. Not that he's going to produce milk or anything, but physiologically he changes, and it kind of turns him into that, creates that paternal instinct in him, right? And just like my brother-in-law Stephen, I mean, that experience changed his life. And what does he brag about? When Jamie wanted to kill him, don't worry about that part. But he brags about that experience to his friends, because that changed him, right? And I think that's a really important part we forget to mention. So if the father can receive the baby, that's going to be an awesome experience. All right. Now, we'll go on to the next step 4 now. Anyone want to say anything in between? No? Okay. So after the baby is born, you want to put frankincense on the baby's crown. Not immediately, just, when the baby's on the mom's chest and things are calmed down. When things have settled, you can put a drop of frankincense. If it's diluted, just rub it on the crown a little bit, just to help the baby recover quickly from that emotional and traumatic experience of squeezing its head, through that small opening. And then it also spiritually connects the baby back to God, Heavenly Father. Okay. And then myrrh on the umbilical cord after the umbilical cord is cut and clamped just to help protect the baby. Okay, so we did the diluting of that, and we just waited. And we'll talk about the cord clamping in a second too. And then balance oil on the baby's feet, just to help the baby say, hi, I'm here, and be grounded. So it was a beautiful experience where I said, is it okay? I put a little bit of balance oil on the baby's feet, and the parents said yes, and they were still happy and hugging and kissing. So it was so fun, and the baby had his eyes open and just looking all around, kind of like, you know, Jamie's kids did. So I'm like, this is how it should be. Yeah. Alrighty, so continue that On Guard oil in the diffuser when people come in and visit and take a look and ask questions. Okay, so of course, if you're having the baby in the hospital, you've got lots of nurses and lots of doctors and even the students, and everyone wants to come in and participate and have a party in your room. So, and that's when we really, really need that On Guard, okay? Alrighty, so anybody want to say anything before I move on to the next thing? I'm so excited and I keep moving forward. Okay. Delayed clamping, delayed umbilical cord clamping. If you haven't heard, because I talk about this all the time and I still find it interesting, some people have not heard, but if you can, wait maybe 15, 20 minutes sometimes, maybe less, but if the baby's blood, a third of the baby's blood is in the umbilical cord, and if you can wait for all the blood to go back to the baby's body before you clamp and cut, then you know, the baby will have all of his or her blood. You know, a lot of times the doctors just rush it and they clamp and cut, and then there's a lot of blood still in the umbilical cord, and it's like the baby losing a third of its blood. And then you know, if the baby loses that much blood, there's you know, more likelihood for the baby to have issues like jaundice and other things. So it's good to just wait, and you'll know when it's done because the umbilical cord is just kind of white and like milky white, and it's good. The placenta will naturally detach, you know, when the umbilical cord has no blood left and it's not pulsing anymore. It's just that, you know, when there's blood in there, the body feels like it's still supporting life. So the placenta stays attached. Okay, so when there's no more blood in there, the placenta will naturally detach, and it comes out a lot easier. Alrighty. Yeah, anyone want to say anything here?
I'll pipe in here for a minute.
Yeah.
All the blood circulating in the baby's placenta belongs to the baby for the most part. The mama's blood and the baby's blood do not ever mix. And so we do want that delayed cord clamping so that the baby can get that oxygen exchange as they're making the transition from in womb to outside the womb. And so that's a really critical piece. And I'll just share with you that I taught that for many years before I had my last baby. And it was not well received 11 years ago even. And now it's pretty common, especially with premature babies. They recognize that they must do delayed cord clamping because transfusing a preterm baby with adult red blood cells does not work. Mm-hmm. And so we want to make sure the baby gets all of their blood. And so honestly, it's not all of their blood. There's still going to be blood left in the placenta, but when that placenta stops pulsating, it's no longer engorged blood and detach readily.
Yep. So we drew up the plan, and we told the doctors, and then the doctor said to this couple that, yeah, we do delayed clamping. And they're like, how long do you wait? And they said, a minute or two. And they laughed because they knew what Jade said. So anyways, on the day, it was great because the husband and I both, you know, looked, because they're like, are you ready? And then we looked at each other and we looked back at the doctor and we shook our head and they're like, all right, we'll wait. And then she asked like 2 or 3 times. And finally, the third time, we're like, well, it looks like there's, you know, not much left there. It's kind of white. And yeah, we're like, okay, do it. And the doctor's like, oh, okay, it took a long time. But it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it seemed to us. Anyways, we did that. And then their argument, though, is they want some blood left for them to draw blood for testing and you know, what all the other things. And I said, look, there's still blood left in the
There's still plenty.
and they're trying to draw it out of the placenta, and they're just making a big fuss over how difficult it is. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I mean, you know, Debbie, you experienced that kind of debate too, right?
The real debate honestly comes in if they're doing stem cell collection.
Yeah.
That's where the real debate comes in on timing.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister actually does stem cell research. And so she wants that cord blood after 30 seconds. And so she and I have a little bit of a difference in philosophy here. And I say at least a minute. So.
Yeah. But they did. Hey, they drew half a little thingy syringe from the placenta. So there. Okay. So the last thing here, placenta encapsulation. You know, it's a great idea if you can find somebody that can do it right, that's certified or licensed to do it properly, because the placenta actually has a lot of wonderful hormones to help the mum, you know, recover quickly, produce milk again. And, you know, we met a lady yesterday, and she said that in her lab, they have the placentas delivered to them, and they do lots of good things with it. I mean, they sell this stuff as therapy for people because they help with growth of new tissues and stuff everywhere and anywhere in the body. And it costs a lot of money for people to buy it off them. And, you know, here's a mom, you know, she has that placenta, if you can encapsulate it. But what it is, guys, is, you know, you can dry freeze it so it's not gross, and then you know, make it into a powder, and then they put it in capsules, and you just take the capsules, and then it just kind of helps your body have all the hormones and you know, the nutrients it needs to kind of repair. Because in the animal kingdom, the animals eat their placentas, right? And you know, us humans, we can do it too.
and there's a link there to one of Debbie's articles actually on placenta encapsulation.
Yep.
I know we're going a little bit over time.
Sorry guys, I'll be done very soon. Okay, so continue to take the vitality supplements and take the enzymes. The Terrazyme is fantastic, especially for tissue repair. And, you know, that will help soften your stool when you need to go to the bathroom. Especially when you're sore down there, you don't want to strain. Okay, allow yourself to sleep. When you get a moment to sleep, you squeeze in the sleep anywhere when you can. So use some of these oils, so vetiver, juniper berry, cedarwood, serenity for sleep. With doTERRA, they have the Correct X. It's an ointment with lavender, frankincense, helichrysum, melaleuca, cedarwood. That's great for the nipple. If it's dried and cracked, that'll help it. Otherwise, just plain old coconut oil and maybe a bit of Immortelle can do the job too. Okay, after feeding, you can rub it on, and by the next feeding, it's probably soaked in and the baby won't taste it. Okay, so to increase milk flow, basil, geranium, clary sage. Okay, you can dilute it with fractionated coconut oil, massage around the breast tissue, avoiding the nipples. Okay, so again, immunity, you can always do the frankincense, the On Guard, but you know, sometimes I just think something as simple as frankincense and myrrh is pretty good, especially for baby, because the On Guard there's got some hot oils in there too. But if you diffuse the On Guard often, that's good too. All right, and of course, baby blues. One of the reasons is the nutrition. And again, I feel strongly that if you can have the you know, placenta encapsulated and take those, that'll really help with that. But eat properly, take your supplements, and you should reduce that, you know, blues. Otherwise, you can use a lot of oils to help balance hormones like clary sage, and then other oils to help uplift your mood. Okay, so grapefruit, lemon, sandalwood. So those are the few. And guys, if you're listening to this call and you're not already a doTERRA member, contact the person that that invited you to listen to this video. And if it's us, contact us. All right, and we'll hook you up. And that is all I have to say about pregnancy, birth, and babies. On the website, there's also a handout for the welcoming new babies with the new baby kit. So doTERRA has this baby kit. For those of you who can, get it as much as you can because they sell out so quickly. And they're thinking about keeping it as a permanent product, but not, they haven't confirmed that. But I think when
in the
is it?
leadership call, they said they'll be back in stock in August.
August. Okay, so when it comes back in August, get yourself a whole bunch, stock up. Okay, so do we have a link to that, honey?
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So that's there, just little basic simple things that you can do. Oh,
So you can download the book, or all the information's right here as well.
so
So you
for,
can download that book as well. So
for
there's
other
two
little issues
e-books.
for babies.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
I know we went a few minutes over. Thank you everybody for being here. Any questions about birth, pregnancy, and babies before we switch on to our business topic? Okay, we'll go ahead
All
and
right. Well, thank you so much for being on our call, especially Debbie Gordon. Always very comforting when she's here, so all the questions can be answered properly. All righty.
go ahead and stop the recording.